Hello friends, and welcome to day 1 of 30 days of yoga. I am Caroline, and it is such an honor to begin this journey with you. So this yoga is a little bit different than what you'll find at your local gym or yoga studio. This is yoga with Jesus at the center. Every time we step on our mats, we enter with the intention of drawing near to the God who is always drawing near to us. We enter this space with the intention of embodying our worship and our prayers. And so I'm so excited for this journey ahead and grateful that you're journeying with me. A couple tips as we begin. The first is this: trust the process. We say this to our yoga teacher trainees in the Yoga Abbey all the time, but please just trust the process. This first week might feel like a lot and overwhelming to you. It might feel really slow and repetitive to you. But know that this first week we're building a really strong foundation, right? I would not be a good yoga teacher if like day 1 we were doing Warrior 2 without warming up any other parts of our bodies or learning anything else about ourselves, right? This isn't just a journey to move our body into cool shapes, but to develop a deeper relationship and trust with the Lord in and around us. So trust the process this first week. And the second thing is this: practicing on YouTube is such a wonderful gift, but it means that I can't watch you and know your personal body. And so there might be shapes or movements that we do that just don't work well for your body. And so my encouragement today and in every practice we do together is to listen to your body. If you notice any pain, that's your body's indication that that is not a safe or appropriate shape for you today. So listen to the wisdom of your body and make a better choice for yourself. So the first thing I want to show us today as we enter our practice is just how to sit well. For a lot of us, sitting on the floor can be hard or uncomfortable, and after a while really starts to hurt. I have a little one running around at home, so I sit on the floor a lot more these days, and I find myself often, like doing this one, which is not a strong, comfortable seat. So I have here with me a very fancy bath towel. I assume you have one at home too. Bath towels make a great prop for your yoga practice. So go ahead and grab 1, 2, 3. Maybe you prefer a blanket or you have an actual foam yoga block. But grab something to slide underneath your seat so that sitting on the floor in this position feels a little bit more comfortable. And you might decide that this shape doesn't work for you entirely and you'd rather sit in a chair. That's a great choice as well. You can do a lot of this first day's practice sitting in a chair. So sit up nice and tall, and that means a space where your spine can be long, your knees and your thighs can be relaxed. I'm so grateful that you're here with me for these 30 days of yoga. So let's jump in and do some yoga. Hello friends, I hope you have found yourself in a seated position that's comfortable for you. Take a nice big breath in and stretch your arms over your head, and then as you exhale, bring your palms together and draw them down together at your heart. Let's do this 3 more times, seeing if we can just connect the movement of our breath with the movement of our body. So inhaling to stretch our arms up, exhaling, hands come together. 2 more times on your own, seeing if you can bring just a little bit of softness and presence as you do. Good. The next time that your hands come together in prayer at your heart, hold them there. Soften your gaze or close your eyes and take 2 really slow rounds of breath, holding stillness in your body and considering how it is you're arriving on your mat today. Can you name a sensation or a feeling? And then acknowledge the presence of the Lord here with us and know that He sees, He hears, He knows. Slowly open your eyes again. Nice big breath in. Stretch your arms overhead. This time as you breathe out, lower your left hand down to the floor and bend your body and your right arm over to the left side so that the right side of your body gets this nice stretch. See if your right hip wanted to kind of lift up off the floor. See if you can ground it down into the chair or mat underneath you. Take one more breath in here. And then as you exhale, come back up to the center, reach both arms overhead. Other side now, lower your right hand down, stretch over to the left side. Nice big breath into the side of your body. On your next breath in, come back to the center. Again, both arms reach overhead. As you exhale now, we'll twist over to the left. So your left hand will come behind you and your right hand will just kind of find your right knee your left knee or your left thigh as you twist to the left. Stay here as you breathe in. See if you can sit up just a little bit taller. And then as you breathe out, can you turn just a little bit deeper? Good. The next time you breathe in, come back to the center, reach your arms over your head, and then twist over to the right. Breathing in to get nice and long through your spine, and then breathing out to see if you can find just a slightly deeper expression. Good. On your next breath in, come back to the center. Interlace your hands right in front of your chest, palms come together, and then just roll your wrists around any direction. Again, just noticing how it is you're arriving today. Not how you should be arriving or how you wish you were arriving, but how do you arrive really today? Okay, keep your fingers interlaced, but see if you can turn or roll your wrists around in the opposite direction. Kind of a brain puzzle. Don't think too hard about it, but just go a different way. Beautiful. All right, and then release those circles. Take your hands apart and just kind of shake your wrists out. Let them be really floppy and loose. Nice. All right, we're going to come onto our hands and our knees. If you need a blanket under your knees for a little extra support, go ahead and slide it under right now. And we'll find a table shape, which means that our wrists are stacked under our shoulders and our knees are stacked under our hips. And then as you breathe in, can you send your belly towards the floor and lift your tailbone and your chest and your chin into what we call cow pose. And then as you exhale, round your spine, which we call cat. So you can imagine like an angry cat rounding their spine. And let's keep going like this. Inhaling to arch for cow. Exhaling to round for cat. Take 3 more slow movements like this with your own breath at your own pace. So nice. Okay, after your third exhale, your third cat, come back to your tabletop position, so a neutral spine. And stretch your right toes behind you. Keep them on the floor. Just reach your heel towards the back of the mat until you feel a stretch through the back of your right leg. All right, now take your left shin, the one that's still on the mat, and kick it out to the side. And we're going to spin our right heel to the mat and reach our right arm up so that we're in a supported side plank. This is sort of a deeper stretch of the side of our body that we worked when we were seated. So you can take your right arm and if you feel balanced, reach it over your ear and find this nice long stretch from your right heel all the way to your right fingertips. If you feel a little wobbly, that's okay. Can you relax your jaw and breathe into this shape? Good. Return your right hand and your right knee onto the mat. And again, take one more round of this cat and cow shape. Good. Back in table. Now stretch your left leg back. Remember, toes stay on the mat. Just kind of stretch through your back heel and the back of your knee. Good. Now we're going to take this right shin and kick it out to the side. It'll make it easier for us to balance. And then spin your left heel to the floor and reach your left arm up, finding a side bend along the left side of your body. Good. Slowing your breath down and using your breath to help you make more space in this shape. So nice. Come back to your hands and your knees. And then widen your knees, but keep your big toes kind of close to each other. Send your hips back to your heels and settle in for what we call child's pose. Now your forehead will want to be resting on something. So if it doesn't reach the floor easily, you can stack your hands on top of each other like two fists on their side. Maybe you've got some books or even a yoga block nearby that you put under your forehead. See if you can relax your arms and your shoulders, and you might find that it's more comfortable to lengthen your arms along your side rather than reach them out in front. And if this pose just totally isn't comfortable for you, then skip it. Find a different shape to rest our bodies in. That's what we're using this shape for. A place to focus and rest. John 1:14 tells us that the Word became flesh and made his dwelling among us. The God of the universe, the creator of your body, the giver of your breath, didn't stay distant and separate from creation. The Bible tells us that the Word became flesh and made his dwelling among us. So friends, when we embody our praise, when we embody our prayers and our worship and our faith, we are more fully able to know the Son of God who himself became flesh. We don't serve a God who doesn't know what it's like to be human. Our God became human. So take a full breath in and welcome the nearness of God's presence, and a full breath out to surrender all our expectations and agendas, welcoming in the Spirit of God who is present with us. All right, come back up to our hands and our knees. And we're going to just move through these shapes one more time so they become a bit more familiar. So take a breath in, find cow. As you exhale, find cat. Follow your inhale back into cow. And then I really like to exhale into cat and then come back into like kind of a child's pose. And then inhale back up into cow. So it becomes a sort of moving breath meditation and also a really nice low back stretch. So maybe you add some movement to these shapes, but take 2 or 3 more rounds at your own pace. Just beginning to notice how you're arriving. Good. The next time that you have completed your cat shape, come back into table. Stretch your right leg back behind you, toes stay on the floor. Send your left shin out to the side to help you balance. And then ground your right heel, reach your right arm up, and again, find this nice side plank shape. If you feel stable here, can you notice kind of what your pelvis is doing? Are you arching your low back? And if you are, see if you can flatten it a bit by sort of reaching your tailbone towards your back heel. So you find more stability through your core. Beautiful. Lower your hand and your knee down to the mat. And we'll just switch sides. So send your left leg long. Take your right shin out to the side. Plant your left heel. Reach your left arm up. Big, full breath in. And then now as you exhale, stretch your left arm over your ear. If you feel balanced here, can you draw your attention to your pelvis? Are you arching through your low back? And if so, can you lengthen through your low back? And notice if that brings a bit more stability to the shape. Good. Return now to your hands and your knees and find child's pose again. The first step of worship, of prayer, of yoga is establishing our awareness of this present moment. The Bible tells us that we serve a God who was, who is, and who is to come. So for this final minute, can we take a deep breath into the God who is, who became flesh and made his dwelling among us, who gives us his Spirit, who makes its dwelling within us, and enjoy communion with this God who is present to us. Lord, we thank you. We thank you that you did not stay distant, but that you came as Emmanuel, God with us, So as we begin this journey of 30 days of yoga, will you help us draw near to you and become aware of all the ways that you are constantly drawing near to us? We surrender this entire practice to you, Jesus. Amen. What an honor it is to hold this sacred space with you and to draw near to the Lord alongside you. Thank you for meeting with me and the Lord on your mat today, friend. I hope it has blessed you immensely. If you enjoyed this practice and you're hungry for more of it, come and find me in the Yoga Abbey, our online yoga sanctuary for lovers of Jesus, where we practice yoga and meditation and lean into some deep contemplative prayer practices as a global community. It's where I spend most of my time these days, and we would love to have you. Just follow this link here for more information. And until then, I'll see you back here on your mat again soon.